And Dr. Kizza Besigye fails to secure mandatory bail. Prosecution seeks to amend charge sheet. While Uganda exports first large-scale shipment of ready-to-drink coffee to Serbia. Hello once again. President Yoweri Museveni has ordered fresh investigations into the Parish Development Model (PDM) funds in Luwero following the alleged disappearance of approximately 40 billion shillings. The president's directive comes after a tip-off from Luwero-based journalists during a media briefing held at the Luwero State Lodge. President, who is currently touring Greater Luwero districts in Luwero, Nakasongola and Nakaseke, is monitoring the performance of the PDM Wealth Creation Program.
Now, you give that information to that lady, and you give it to Brigadier Isoke,
the President
of the anti-corruption. They are favoring their relatives, and also they are extorting money from some of the recipients. Now, this is very easy, because the PDM says abantu abakulu bonna ab'emyaka 18 n'okudda waggulu abaagala okugoba obwavu maka gaabwe bayingire mu kibiina ekyokutereka n'okwewala ekyomuluka. You cannot say, if they only invited their relatives, that's illegal. They will be arrested. So it's very easy to wipe out these groups, but the issue is that you are not mobilized. I will have to quarrel with the police, the regional police commander. That's where the problem is. With the sub-county-based 18 people, it's, you will control the situation.
Oyo gwe bayita president ow'abantu ba bulijjo nga.
Meanwhile, government officials have officially flagged off Uganda's first large-scale shipment of ready-to-drink coffee products to the Republic of Serbia. This milestone marks a significant step in Uganda's efforts to add value to its coffee industry and access premium international markets.
This 15-ton coffee consignment was flagged off by the Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Monica Musenero, and included remarks from key partners such as PASAID, Ministry of Trade and Industries, Yugovich SMC Limited, and local coffee roasting collaborator, Great Lakes Coffee Company Limited.
This particular shipment, for me, illustrates a number of things. First, it's a shift in industrial systems. Uganda is moving away from exporting raw commodities to producing finished, value-added products.
This marks Uganda's first large-scale shipment of roasted and ready-to-drink coffee products, which are projected to earn Uganda greater export value compared to when it's in green bean form.
An unroasted green bean kilogram of coffee in Uganda would fetch about $5.30. But now this pure processed roasted in Uganda coffee is going to fetch us double that amount at about $12.30.
There's another few procedures that needs to happen. Certificates of origin, certificates of quality need to be issued. Proof what was loaded needs to be issued. And then all the other clearances for the authorities for the container to start its journey from here through to Kenya to the port starts.
The Presidential Advisory Committee on Exports and Industrial Development and its partners are implementing a 6-pillar strategy in the coffee export value chain to address bottlenecks that often limit Uganda's coffee subsector on competing with international standards.
You distribute, you assemble machines, you use the trade agreements to negotiate entry, you ensure that you have warehousing in that market where you go. Now you've seen the videos of their warehouses the other side, And then I think the sixth one is technology, tracking. But he's doing 5 of those. We're doing 1.
This shipment is expected to reach Serbia in less than 3 weeks by both road and ship freighting, and the goal is to sustain and grow this export market opportunity on a monthly routine with plans of penetrating other markets in the long run with Uganda's roasted and ready-to-drink coffee. Wadulo Arnold Mark, UBC News in Bugolobi, Kampala.
Now, Uganda Airlines direct flights from London Gatwick to Entebbe have been met with enthusiasm from UK-based passengers who hailed the new route as a long overdue connection between the two countries. Reporters spoke with travellers at Gatwick Airport as they boarded the return flight, many of whom expressed joy at the convenience of flying home without layovers. Several passengers thanked the Ugandan government for facilitating the launch of this direct service, describing it as a significant step in strengthening ties between Uganda and its diaspora.
Extremely excited to be one of the first passengers going back home.
Very excited. This is making history. The last flight that came to UK was the one I used to come to UK myself back in 1988. And I'm taking the first flight back to Uganda.
I'm feeling very excited and being safe to be with the Uganda Airlines.
Yes. I'm dropping off my daughter, flying home. It would be nice to have it's very nice to have Uganda Airlines flying directly to Uganda. So
let's put it all together.
Oh,
here.
thank you so much. We appreciate that.
He's also from Uganda.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, sir.
This is my first time to go to Uganda.
Yes.
I'm obviously looking forward to it. My friend left Uganda 52 years ago,
right,
and I want to make it supportive for him. And we're really excited to go to see the culture, to see the animal, and to see everything what Uganda's got to go with it.
Jambo sana, mimi nafurahi mingi sana leo nakwenda jumbani yangu kwa ndege Uganda Airlines.
So I think we're all looking forward to going to Uganda. We've heard it's a beautiful country. We're going with some friends one of whom is in fact Ugandan, who left the country in 1970. And we're looking forward to seeing the wildlife and the people and the culture, and we're enjoying the whole experience so far.
It's an opportunity to showcase Uganda. It's an opportunity to to allow more visitors, kind of get more people to visit Uganda.
It's great to be flying direct again. So I'm so chuffed, I'm so blessed to be on the first flight.
We're really looking forward to going on Uganda Airlines' first flight from London to Entebbe. This is my wife, Monique.
Yes.
Okay, and we're going back home.
London, thank you, the partnership with United Kingdom and Uganda. And thank you to all the team from Uganda Airlines that are here to greet us and welcome us and to arrange everything. And to see all the fellow Ugandans going home for the first time on the first flight directly to Uganda. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations to the Flying Crane and bon voyage.
And the management of YY coaches has requested the Ministry of Works and Transport to permit buses that have already undergone inspection to resume operations in order to support business sustainability. They have likened the ongoing suspension to a third lockdown, which has affected at least 400 workers. The ministry suspended YY's operations following a series of accidents involving the company's buses.
The Minister of Works and Transport suspended the operations of YY buses and ordered a mandatory inspection of all buses.
Today we have inspected a total of about 19 buses, and more are still being inspected. As you can see, they are still bringing them in, and largely in a broad spectrum we are looking at the total roadworthiness of the vehicle and also the emissions compliance.
This inspection is being carried out by the Ministry of Works and Transport in collaboration with the Police Directorate of Traffic and Road Safety and the Department of Vehicle Inspection.
We have buses
that are passing the inspection, but again others are not passing the inspection. We are going to compile a report that we shall forward to the minister so that a decision is taken later on how the buses will go back on the road.
The police have urged the government to expedite the mandatory inspection process for all vehicles, noting that dangerous mechanical conditions, DMCs, are a major contributor to road crashes in Uganda.
And once we achieve that, then all vehicles in the country will be inspected for roadworthiness. So we are moving towards that we shall inspect all vehicles, and I mean motorcycles, the buses, lorries, trailers.
Meanwhile, YY Buses management has appealed to the government to allow vehicles that have already passed inspection to resume operations.
And every bus which we have brought from there to bring here, we have to check it before we brought it here, so that it is okay. And the remaining one, but we are requesting the minister to allow us, those one who have passed, to start working, because our people and even us as workers, we are suffering.
You see all of these fleets, all the vehicles, most of them are on loan, bank loans. So now the time they gave us of 15 days, yeah, we obeyed the rules and the regulation of the ministry, but it is too much for us.
However, both the ministry and the police insist that bus operators must establish a robust system for regular checking of their vehicles before putting them on the road, as the current situation poses a serious risk to public safety. Abdul Nasir Lobwama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
And President Yoweri Museveni has congratulated the Parliament of Uganda for standing firm during the Tuesday 20th May parliamentary session, where the House approved the UPDF Amendment Bill 2025. According to the President, the move is a step forward in strengthening stability of Uganda amidst the weak civil justice system and political indiscipline. President Museveni has been on the second day of his wealth creation visit in Greater Luwero, where he has addressed the regional leaders from the Luwero district. Let's take a look.
President Yoweri Museveni has engaged local leaders of Greater Luwero sub-region as part of his countryside wealth creation tour in Buganda area. The Wednesday 21st May 2025 meeting has been held at Timuna Primary School in Luwero District.
Thank you for tirelessly working to remind we, the leaders, that our call in leadership is to serve the people.
Leaders were drawn from the districts of Luwero, Nakaseke and Nakasongola.
Nakaseke dropped from 76% to 53%. The question is why?
Mutebi Noah Wanzala, the Member of Parliament of Nakasongola County, presented the regional memorandum. The region held the NRM government under the leadership of President Yoweri Museveni for the developments currently witnessed in the area.
Their happiness. But the most important thing is a lot has been achieved in this place and a lot has been done. Only that the challenge, our voices and the way we speak about our achievements has been so dull.
Most important, what we learn from this is that PDM was not mere talk. It has been followed by action. We have seen people who did not have anything, but with the 1 million, they have had now to engage in poultry, in piggery.
Having been one of the regions which were hit hard during the NRM 5-year guerrilla war, the region is happy to note that indeed they are fully recovering.
So all the praises, they are not praises, all the facts you had were the true picture of this place. only that we still have actually other things to do, especially the major connecting roads within the area is still lacking.
Although there have been a lot achieved under the NRM government, Greater Luweero communities feel they are not yet in heaven.
Luweero twagala kusaba nti oluguudo lw'Ekabimbiri lwogeddeko bombo ndejje kalasa okulukuba koolaasi ekyo kijjukira.
It is during this leaders' meeting that Museveni reiterated that the available peace in the country has facilitated development, thus congratulating the Parliament of Uganda for supporting the UPDF Amendment Bill 2025.
Dyedembere mulaba wano amagye g'amaanyi ate temugazanyirako nno kubanga njagala kuyozayoza abaana b'omu Parliament batutaasiza ekizibu jo bayise ekiteeso kubanga bano abatomera okutomera munange abatomera abajja ne batomera bali bagenda kutuyingiza mu kizibu ky'amaanyi. Ffe bwe twaba mu nsiko twagamba nti no atali w'amagye naye bw'asalawo okunoonya emundu n'azikozesa kutemula naye tugenda kumuwozesa ng'omusirikale kubanga yeesalirawo nti akozesa emundu. Tugamba nti oyo aba yeesalirawo okufuuka ng'omunamagye ekyo babadde bakiwakanya. So njagala kuyozayoza aba Parliament abo batutaasiza ekizibu.
According to the President, the Tuesday 20th May 2025 endorsement of the UPDF Amendment Bill is timely and worth a celebration.
Bagamba mbu omusirikale bw'anaakola ensobi ab'amagye tebamwozesa bamutwale mu kugombolora. Ow'amagye assa omuntu oba abbye ssente oba akutta omukazi n'otamuwolereza wano mu nkambi n'omutwala kugombolora muwulire owegombolora simanyi ne magistrate ali eyo alemeddwa emisango y'embizi z'omu kyalo kubanga tubadde tetugenda kukikiriza wabadde wagenda kubeerawo okukonagana wakati w'amagye na Parliament n'abalamuzi.
He adds on that now for Uganda has built a strong security base, and with unity in diversity, there is no doubt that the future looks bright.
Amagye ga Uganda ga maanyi gasobola okukuuma eddembe mu Uganda. Naye ate tulina okuyamba amagye ago n'okugenda maaso na politics z'okwegatta.
Museveni concluded the 3 days 12 creation visit of Greater Luweero on Thursday, 22nd May 2025.
Finally, regarding the bad voting in Buganda area and Busoga, you should not blame our people so much. There was a lot of cheating by the opposition. They stole 2.7 million votes, and some of the people have been arrested. So that's why even recently in Kawempe, they have been stealing all the time. That's why this time we are not going to vote. We are going to vote only with biometric.
Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Education.
Now, despite Parliament's passing of the Uganda People's Defence Forces Amendment Bill 2025, a section of the public has maintained that the bill needed more consultations. It is believed that the public needed to have been sensitized to appreciate the spirit of the bill in order not to deem it as bad legislation. The UPDF Amendment Bill 2025 was passed by Parliament, chaired by the Speaker, Anita Among, on Tuesday, the 20th of May.
Those in favor stand the court. Order, Madam Speaker. The ayes have it. Even after the Uganda People's Defence Forces Amendment Bill was passed into law, the ground is still watered with mixed reactions on the spirit of the bill, pending President Yoweri Museveni's assent.
That bill has some positives and some negatives. The positive bit is about the welfare of UPDF and the veterans, but the negative is the trial of civilians in the military court-martial.
Re-establishing the court-martial was the main magic bullet if civilians are to respect the military stores. But who is misinterpreting the ruling of the Supreme Court of January 31st, 2025?
The ruling of the Supreme Court was very clear. First of all, they said the court-martial as it is now cannot dispense justice. So if there are disciplinary issues, we have no problem with a military tribunal or disciplinary committee in a form of their court hearing those matters to try and control and guide the military. Matters to do with the civilians, since they're enshrined in the rule of law and the spirit of the Constitution, which is protection of individual rights and property, that has to be protected in a civilian court.
Despite the Crusaders describing the proposed new legislation as critical and urgent, some people claim the consultations were inadequate.
Because this is a bill of strategic nature. It does not require for every bill, for every act, for MPs to consult, because we represent the people and we act on behalf of the people. But for a bill that has perception and public opinion and has gone to the Supreme Court, it is just proper that the public is widely consulted.
Others think the bill required further sensitization for the public to appreciate its spirit.
It left the majority of the population to think of suspicion that the intention of the act or the amendment of the bill is to harass the opposition and to harass those who are opposed to the regime.
It is true that politics plays a crucial role in shaping policies, laws and regulations, but the spirit is a topic for discussion.
The example they're giving about Karamoja, it was because the police and the army was limited in those areas. They failed to be in areas, because if the army was there, if police was there, was deployed there, the Karamoja would not be able to rob.
If you don't agree that the army should have exceptional law to guide their discipline for the good and prosperity of this country, then we may not even engage you intellectually, because you have deliberately closed yourself out to just blackmail government.
The House, chaired by Speaker Anita Among, on Tuesday 20th May 2025, passed the UPDF Amendment Bill 2025, and President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has appreciated the move.
Njagala kuyozayoza abaana b'omu parliament batutasize ekizibu jo bayise ekiteeso kubanga bano abatomera okutomera munange abatomera abajja ne batomera bali bagenda kutuyingiza mu kizibu ky'amaanyi.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gwitabingi, UBC News.
And the National Unity Platform NUP has vowed to challenge the newly passed UPDF Amendment Bill in courts of law. This was revealed at the party headquarters in Makerere, Kavule during an event to welcome new members into the party.
In a powerful address, the leader of opposition, Honorable Joel Senyonyi, responded to the recently passed UPDF Amendment Bill. He condemned the move and announced that NUP will challenge it in the courts of law.
That this was done in violation of Article 92, which says you cannot legislate with the intention of upsetting a decision of court. Then we are going to court because we want to, in a sense, provoke court and say, you're the one who passed these decisions at the Supreme Court.
Provocative, and it is ridiculous, because Article 92 of our Constitution says Parliament shouldn't enact any law that is contradicting with the rules of the judiciary. So,
NUP President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu welcomed the new members, but issued a firm warning.
Is to continue fighting back by organizing, by insisting, by being persistent. We have a protest board coming soon. That is an opportunity that we must use to transform our lives.
Among those received are leaders at various levels, including members of parliament from different political affiliations who declared their commitment to the NUP cause. Notable among them was Honorable Lutamagzi Semakula, MP for Nakaseke, who explained his reasons for crossing over to the opposition party. Zambali Blasio Mukasa, an aspirant for Nansana municipality, pledged loyalty to the NUP's objectives and traditions, saying he is ready to serve under the party's values.
Now, as I diversify from media to elective politics, I have joined the NUP because of one reason. Their mission value is to lure Ugandans to exercise their inherent powers to change Uganda in a free and peaceful democratic process. So I think that is better.
Chaglanyi further cautioned social media users against abusing the platform, urging them to communicate respectfully, avoid hate speech, and maintain dignity, even in disagreement.
So, ensure that you are informed. Ensure that you are moral. If people don't trust the messenger, they will definitely not trust the message.
Joseph Chigozi Gorola, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Meanwhile, all efforts to secure bail for Dr. Kizza Besigye and his co-accused Haji Obedi Lutale have failed following the absence of the trial magistrate in the matter. Through their legal team, Besigye and Lutale had applied for mandatory bail, citing the expiry of the constitutional 6-month period allowed for detention without committal to the High Court. Let's take a look.
Retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye co-accused Haji Obedi Lutale and UPDF officer Captain Oral Charles appeared before Nakawa Chief Magistrates Court for mention of their case. The trio faces charges of treason and misprision of treason. The courtroom was packed to capacity with relatives, friends, and supporters of the accused. Prosecution, led by Senior State Attorney Richard Vumbuka, informed court of their intention to amend the charge sheet before committing the accused to High Court for trial. This request was immediately objected by the defense legal team. The defense had wanted court to grant the accused the mandatory bail, arguing that the constitutional period for holding the suspects without committal had elapsed as of yesterday.
Of Uganda, Article 23, Sub-Article 6 is very clear that if someone is charged with an offense and spends 180 days in custody before that offense or those charges have been committed to the High Court, which is the situation of our clients, they must be released on bail.
However, due to the absence of the presiding magistrate, Esther Nyandoi, the case was handled by Magistrate Jonathan Tio, who stated that he couldn't entertain arguments on the bail application.
29th, for us, we are determined to put up a fight for the release of Dr. Kizza Besigye, because the Constitution commands in Article 23 he's entitled to mandatory bail together with Obedi Lutale.
With no alternative, Magistrate Tio Jonathan adjourned the case to 29th May 2025 to 29th May 2025. The defense team also voiced concern over what they termed as a prolonged and unlawful detention, with their clients now having spent 6 months in custody without committal. Unlike previous court sessions, the accused's lawyers were this time granted access to their clients. Retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye, Haji Obedi Lutale, and Captain Oral Charles are currently facing charges of treason and misprision of treason, offences triable by the High Court, offences only triable by the High Court. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansuga, UBC News.
And with that, we take a quick break. When we return, more details.
Big think about them
MTN Super wali yakapya musite wali yakapya MTN kabode super mustairo mpya then you kabode smartphone nebya kabibyonna MTN kabode super mustairo mpya then you kabode smartphone nebya kabibyonna.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest mpora in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Mera ngenze mbonipa Sam nazanya Ruto ganyiga star 278 then hash kujja kuba ngo oyingide mu kazannyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangu zino wano milioni 10 ebindi wanasooka biraba ku TV nange saasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kinzo kubanga kituufu oba yaddala tibya bufere sente zona zifunye zona zikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu nyina mangi ebyoto byange byembadde njagala ngenda bituukiriza.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW Project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW Project's services.
The GROW Project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. Government has invested over $70 million and replacing over 500 transformers to upgrade the power systems across the country. Officials from the Ministry of Energy and Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited have confirmed a planned power shutdown across the country to enable refurbishment of power systems to ensure efficient power service delivery.
Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited, UEDCL, is upgrading the power systems across the country, a reason for frequent power shutdowns in most of the parts of the country.
We have a number of substations that need refurbishment, either because they have reached their capacity. We have some transformers also that have reached their capacity and can no longer hold the load. So some places we are doing transformer replacements, we are doing substation refurbishments, but also with the rains we have some poles falling because of the old network that we have. So it's just a general refurbishment of the network.
Increasing vandalism is the greatest challenge affecting proper power system upgrading in most parts of Uganda.
People cutting down poles, especially in those areas of Kawanda. Even last night, there was another pole where someone actually uses a saw. So there is, I don't know, a bit of sabotage, vandalism, people steal transformer oils. So of course if someone cuts a kilometer of power line, it will go off, yes, because these poles support the cable. So if it drags the network down and it snaps, there is no way we can serve you. Power will go off. So some of them are actually caused by us Ugandans, people with unscrupulous behavior.
We need a total behavioral change across the value chain, especially for our people who are into the industry that deals with scrap materials and things that are in that line. So we need really to join our hands and we ensure that we bring it to an end.
UDCL urges the public to avoid middlemen while seeking for power connections or addressing other issues concerning power supply.
We also want to encourage people to avoid using middlemen at the community level, because most of the challenges we have in relation to reliability is as a result of us as communities trying to find shortcuts for people to give us a quick service. They end up defrauding us, collecting money, illegal money from us, and also, of course, misusing our assets, sometimes putting our assets and our lives at a very high jeopardy with the electricity infrastructure.
The power system upgrade is expected to last for 6 months to 1 year and cannot take place on a live network, a necessity for power shutdown to avoid longer period of complete shutdown in the future. Winnie Ainembabazi Katwire and Juma Samba for UBC.
And Minister of State for Finance and Economic Development in charge of privatization and investment, Evelyn Anite, wants grain storage facilities at the grassroots level to minimize aflatoxins in grain and promote food safety. Minister Anite was officiating at the first Millers Summit spearheaded by the Grain Council of Uganda.
There is a growing concern over the poor quality of flour that is said to be posing health risks to the consumers.
You go to villages, communities, and you find cassava and maize on top of rusted iron sheets. What that means is that the rust alone can be a contaminant to food, and people end up eating rust and all those mixtures that come along with rust.
It is against this backdrop that the Grain Council of Uganda with partners spearheaded the Millers Summit to bring stakeholders in the grain value chain to discuss how standards can be adhered to. Top on agenda was the issue of aflatoxins in the grain as a result of poor post-harvest handling.
So you have 3 certifications that you have to go through for your product to, first of all, be accepted in any of the government ministry, department and agencies. Now, once we finish that, we are going to now focus our energy on the exports. And for the exports, we want them to work through warehousing and also making sure that no product gets out of this country without UNBS certification.
When do these hammers, they have the broken particles, where do they go? It is suspected it goes into the flour. But with this kind of new milling technology, that will all be eliminated.
Millers are now being encouraged to employ advanced milling technologies to ensure that the flour supplied to the consumers is of good quality.
Selling wet maize, you can choose to buy dryers to use for that. What dryers will do is that it will bring the moisture content to the right moisture content, so that when you store the grain, you don't have issues of aflatoxin. Using mechanical cleaners to clean the grain will ensure that your grain does not have impurities like stones, chaff, dust, and all these other things.
For those who are millers and are looking at bulk, more technology, more bigger markets, they will access that money. In fact, under Invite, we are even providing export trade facilitation.
Food safety is an important component of food systems because it directly impacts health and economic stability.
Now, the High Court in Kabale has today officially handed over Kahoro High School to the Diocese of Chigezi following a ruling delivered on the 13th of May. The handover was presided over by His Lordship Justice Semogirire Kaloli Luanga, the High Court judge in Kabale. The school was handed over to the diocese in conjunction with the registered trustees of the province of the Church of Uganda and concerned Christians from Kaharo Church of Uganda in Chizinga Archdeaconry. These parties had filed a lawsuit against head teacher Ronald Hector Serikare and Harambe Fellowship Limited.
There was jubilation at Kaharo High School as the diocese and the group of concerned Christians were officially given back ownership of the land and school property. The conflict, which began in 2023, escalated in February 2024 when Kabale district authorities led by RDC Godfrey Nyakahuma ordered the school's closure. This followed a standoff in which Serikare claimed ownership of the school, its structures and land, a claim strongly contested by the local church community. Mediation efforts failed, with reports of threats of violence. In civil suit number 035 of 2023, the Diocese of Chigezi, represented by lawyers James Akampumuza Rutanga and Henry Raganika, petitioned the Kabale High Court to nullify Serikare's ownership claims, resume school operations, bar Serikare from the premises and award damages. In May 13th ruling, Justice Rwanga dismissed Serikare's claims for lack of evidence and restored the school's original name, Kaharo High School.
Both the lawyers of the plaintiffs and of the defendants agreed to end the matter because it was clear from the court record that the school belongs to the registered trustees of the Church of Uganda.
During the handover, Justice Rwanga noted that the long-awaited decision had finally come to pass as the court officially returned the school to its rightful owners.
We had to establish who was the owner of the land on which all these buildings are. So I had lawyers from both sides. I sent them to the land office to confirm who was on the title.
The Bishop of the Diocese of Chigezi, Right Reverend Gadi Akanjuna, thanked Christians and the legal team for their unity and efforts in reclaiming the school.
What you did that we meet here and then we get things that belong to us as a church is evident that you are here. Thank you so much on behalf of Diocese of Kigezi and on behalf of the registered trustees.
RDC Godfrey Nyakahuma urged Christians and clergy to remain vigilant in protecting church property.
Today I'm very happy to see the community of Kaharo have finally gotten justice.
Kabale District Education Officer Tumwijuche Moses assured parents and students that academic records for learners who studied in Harambe Kahoro High School are safe. The school, sitting on a 9.8870 hectare plot, Block 199, Plot 17 in Hamoremere village, about 14 kilometers from Kabale town along the Kabale-Mbarara highway, was founded in 1997 by the late Hector Sutherland, a Scottish national. Through the Harambe Education Fund, he established the school to support unprivileged children, especially orphans. Before returning to Scotland in 2020, Sutherland handed over the school to Kahoro Archdeaconry under the Diocese of Chigezi and appointed Serikare as a board chairman. Sutherland passed away in 2021.
Be
Techno and MTN. Together, our flash snap is unstoppable. Grab the Techno Camon 40 series and get free 9 GB of MTN data, valid for 3 months. Don't wait. Get your Techno Camon 40 today at Techno stores and MTN outlets. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Life in Uganda today comes with so many uncertainties.
Where will Madam get Kameza if I get an accident and can't work? If anything happens to me, what will Junior eat?
Kale Musa is still in the hospital. Guy is missing a lot of money here.
With a monthly payment of only 3,000 shillings off your Equity personal account for Equi-Life Insurance, you will be entitled to 50,000 shillings hospital cash per night spent in a registered facility, up to 20 nights every year. And your family will receive 3 million shillings in case of your death. Visit your nearest Equity agent to sign up today or call 0312 327 000 for assistance.
A smile that is white, fresh and beautiful is a smile to be proud of. Discover new Colgate White and Fresh for the whole family with high quality and an incredible price.
Every year on the 5th of June, Uganda joins the rest of the world to celebrate World Environment Day. This year, the national celebrations will be held in Kabale District at Kigezi High School Primary Playground under the theme, United Against Plastic Pollution. This year's theme is a call to action for all to avoid single-use plastics, reduce, reuse and recycle plastics instead of disposing them off irresponsibly. Plastics are choking our rivers, harming wildlife and threatening our health. But together, we can change this trend. Within this challenge lies the power of collective action. In the days leading up to the 5th of June, communities across Uganda will be taking action through a number of pre-World Environment Day activities, including community cleanups to reclaim spaces taken up by plastic litter, restoration through tree planting, community dialogues, and engagements with learners in schools. Your participation in these activities is what will bring meaningful change for our environment. Join us on the 5th of June in Kabale for this year's World Environment Day celebrations. Together, let's stand united against plastic pollution. This message is brought to you by the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, ensuring sustainable development.
Brought to you by
Now in business, we will have the URA Commissioner answer some of the taxpayers' queries in Buza, Commissioner.
Buza, Commissioner.
Now, let me just take a moment to explain how, because he asked the other reason, how do you calculate? So he asked, why are there many taxes? Then number two, how do you compute the taxes? Now, for income tax, as an example, the shorthand for individual income tax, which is personal income tax. For this individual income tax, there is a threshold below which you do not pay any tax. So any individual who earns an income that is below 2 million, because the basis for this calculation is based on a monthly income, 820,000, this individual will pay nil tax. And if you want to compute this on a monthly, this is equivalent to someone who earns 235,000 per month. The way we have an exemption, when your income is above this, but is below 4,020,000. So you are above, an individual X here earns above 2.82 but is also below 4,020,000. Okay? This individual will be taxed at a rate of only 10%. So for you to calculate the tax of this person, let me go to the next page. So my gross income is 4 million. 4 million, and I hope we understand what we mean by gross income, because we will get all our income in a given year, take off all expenses that relate to earning that income. So an example, if you are a trader, you'll take off the cost of your goods. You'll take off the cost of your rent. You'll take off the cost of your power. You'll take off the cost of your salaries. And after you have removed all those costs that relate to your business, then what remains is gross profit. And out of that gross profit, you pay an income tax of only 10%. This one will pay. And how do we calculate this 10%? First, we get the 4 million we have earned as a gross profit in a given financial year. We subtract the 2,820,000, which is the exempt threshold, because government wants everyone to take this benefit. And what remains here is 0.00008. Here there's 9 left, 1, and here 1. So when we remain with 1,180,000, this is what is taxable. And out of this, we will only charge 10%. So times 10%. 10% means it's 10 over 100. So this one goes, this one goes. And what do you stay with? 100. What stays is 100. 100,000. 100,018. So somebody who earns a gross income or gross profit, of 4 million will only pay tax of 118,000. And if you're a business owner, you have sorted your obligation for the whole year. So supposing we have someone who, after all the expenses, their gross profit per annum is 4,900,000. They will definitely be falling in this range where an individual earns more than 4 million, but less than 4.92. Okay? And here, the formula that is used is that you will pay, first you'll pay 120, and then you will add 20% of the amount that is in excess of the other lower threshold, which was here, 4.020,000. Okay? So for this person, you'll pay 120,000 plus your income now, which is 4.9 minus 4.02 4.02, and this one will be times 20%, meaning 20 over 100. And you can also do this calculation. This is 120,000, 120,000, plus this minus this times 20%. 900 minus 20,000, the balance is 880,000. Then times 20%. So what does this come to? It comes to 0, 0, 0, 16. We take 1, 17. 16 plus 1, 17. 176 plus our 120,000. What does this come to? This one comes to 0, 0, 0. Okay. 6, 9, 2. So somebody who has a gross profit of 4.9 in a whole year, you'll pay less than 300,000, 296, and you'll have sorted your obligation.
Buza Commissioner.
Africa is rising. A continent rich in potential, powered by a new generation of visionaries. From cutting-edge technologies to transformative industries, Africa is shaping its own future. Bold, sustainable, and value-driven. Inspire Africa Group welcomes you to the first Africa Business Forum, which will be held at Africa Coffee Park under the theme Innovation, Industrialization, and Value Addition. Only 23rd of May 2025. The chief guest will be His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of Uganda, and His Excellency Dr. Samoei William Ruto, President of Kenya. Come, engage with the key policymakers, forge strategic partnerships, and unlock new markets. Join us as we reshape Africa's economic future.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful Kids Water Park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotellaconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Now in sports, CAF Vice President Mr. Pierre Alain is in Uganda to assess the country's preparations for the upcoming CHAN tournament. He is on a two-day visit aimed at evaluating Uganda's readiness to host the continental event.
The work has been done.
After Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania were collectively awarded the rights to host the CHAN tournament, officials from the Confederation of African Football have been conducting site visits to assess the preparedness of each nation. CAF Vice President Mr. Pierre Alain arrived in Uganda to inspect the progress being made towards hosting the CHAN 2025 tournament, the first of its kind to be hosted jointly by the three East African nations.
I've been to Nambole. We had a meeting, we looked at the stadium, what has been done. Most of the areas that CAF wanted, they have marked them right, that we at least we have a very positive progress in the areas that were of their interest.
The successful organization of CHAN 2025 is crucial for these nations as it will serve as a test of their readiness to host AFCON 2027. During his visit, he toured Mandela National Stadium, Nambole, the proposed main venue as well as several designated training grounds.
Our own stadium of Fufa, very impressive work. We have also been to Wankulukuku. So we know that there will be another final inspection by the CAF delegation sometime in June they will be coming back here. So there are areas where we have to patch up, perfect a few areas, and then we hope by the time they come back, even one will be ready in terms of floodlights, in terms of the drainage and a few other things. So we shall work on this. We have the assurance from the government that resources will be availed.
According to CAF, Uganda must meet the standards required to host CHAN, a tournament featuring 18 teams composed of locally based players, similar to the format used in the most recent edition held in Algeria. This requirement also applies to Kenya and Tanzania. Nabachibi Dorin Malaika, UBC News.
Well, and that does it for news tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. Elizabeth Nakakoni on sign language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Good evening.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
On a mission. It's kind of a big thing. Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth. New Colgate Herbal with Salt combines traditional nature's herbs with a pinch of salt and Colgate Science. A natural recipe for strong teeth and healthy gums.
Techno and MTN. Together, our flash snap is unstoppable. Grab the Techno Camon 40 series and get free 9 GB of MTN data valid for 3 months. Don't wait. Get your Techno Camon 40 today at Techno stores and MTN outlets. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Amazina ganje Inyetekwa Seruhanga John Bosco Induga mu district ya Rukungiri byo muhanguzi wa miliyoni 18 na Uganda National Rotary nzahangwire urwo mu kuzana star 278 ngafuna message erikweka mu muhanguzi nashemererwa konka nabaza kugira ngo neri y'abafere sente ziriyo zona bakaziteka nko nazihangwira.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UCOSAF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UCOSAF is